Because, you know, George and I see where people do, or males do cheat, and they really do want to change because they really see that they made a mistake.
And they have so much to lose, right? Because I'm sure when Amy gets a hold of them, they're like, listen, you've lost the house, the family's destroyed, your reputation. It sometimes impacts their career. I mean, the risk, it's almost like you have to say to people what the risks are by engaging in this kind of behavior.
Leverage, I mean, I hate to sound like this, but the leverage can be huge, especially if it's an affair that happened at work, and now the husband's worried that they're going to find out at work, and then the wife goes, "Oh, good, leverage. I like that." Yeah.
You know, the other side of this, and we did so many shows when Bill Clinton was caught back in his presidency, when Hillary Clinton decided to stay with him, and we did a lot of shows, and overwhelmingly the audience told us that they admired her for staying committed to her relationship and to her marriage vows. That for a lot of women who have been cheated on, it was very important to them that they stay true to their marriage. They were married for better or for worse. And that forgiveness is also something that should be incorporated into a marriage.
That's politics. That's a whole different beast.
But also,
that's how I look at it.
She had places she wanted to go and she couldn't go.
Well, maybe that was a bad example.
But
let's say a regular woman who took her husband back and said, you know what, I married him for better or for worse. I have these kids. He is their father. I don't want them to be raised in a broken home. I'll stay with them as long as it doesn't happen again.
And that does happen. And what I work on with a lot of couples is that helping them to then still be able to advocate for yourself. Just because someone cheats doesn't mean now you're a pushover or that they can do anything. Now you have to be able to still advocate to strengthen the relationship. But even another example, I've had people where they cheated and they were really just immature in their relationship.
Sure.
And through this phase, through the humbling experience, they actually improved, where now they're committed, they're loyal, and they're a completely different person. So it does happen. Now, there's a greater amount of people that maybe it doesn't, but it does happen.
Do you advise people to tell others, or do the ones who succeed in rebuilding the relationship, are they the ones who have not shared with friends and family?
Not necessarily. I think that I work with that as individual for each person. I mean, it can go either way, and if it's going to be more destructive to tell friends and family or whoever, then I advise not to, and just work on the relationship and stay in the relationship.
Yeah, because once you get those outside people telling you what you should do and when you should, when you should boot them to the curb.
Coming from an opposite side of that is, after I get the information and I'm talking to them over the phone, the women they're broken. They're really hysterically crying, and I have to be the therapist. And what I recommend to them to do is find your best friend, the one person you can tell anything to. Go tell her everything. Talk to her. You know, if your husband calls you tonight, leave your house. Don't answer the phone. Don't do anything without discussing what to do with another person, your best friend. They're going to be there by your side. I cannot, I'm not a therapist, so I can't tell them what to do. That's what I recommend for them.
I was going to say, I bet you become a lot of ladies' best friends. Scott, we're looking at this video, Cheaters, which it's like a car accident. When it's on, I'm drawn to look at it, even though I don't want to, and I don't want to stop traffic or anything like that. How do most people get caught?
How do most people get caught? Well, it's funny because women are always evolving. They're always making themselves look better. They're always buying new clothes. Men, when they start to go to the gym, when they start to buy new clothes, when they start to do their hair, that kind of now they're acting out of what they would normally do. And the women can pick up on that. They say that women's intuition, I mean, it's true.
Oh, it's strong. I can vouch for that.
Yeah, the flip side of that, though, is that there's a lot of women that come into me and they're telling me the story, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, he's definitely having an affair, and they're not seeing it because they don't want to see it. But I start hearing, all these things that you're talking about, all these signs that I know are the signs, but I don't even say it because they need to kind of come along. They're not ready to hear it or ready to face it. So that's true also.
We're almost out of time, but George, when do you advise someone to end the relationship? When is cheating so detrimental to the other partner or to the relationship itself that you need to say enough?
Right, when the person really isn't truly sincere and really honestly working on the recovery of the affair, then that's when that's a sign that they're not really invested in the relationship. If there's been multiple times, multiple affairs, that's another sign. And so that usually at those points, I'm really encouraging people to look at what's there and do they feel like their partner's willing to do the work. And if their partner's not willing to do the work, then that's a sign, then maybe it's time to move on.
So you can recover from it, but we have to be honest when we say that some relationships never recover
Absolutely.
from it. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, we are almost out of time, but I don't want to go before I give Deborah the opportunity to tell us about the new book and the 11 reasons that women cheat, because we spent 29 minutes talking about men
And then
in 30
1
seconds. Well, that ratio is about right.
I truly believe that for both men and women, it is about not having needs met. I think that when opportunity is connected to it, it is because someone's needs aren't being met. If my needs are being met in a relationship and opportunity is right in front of me, it's going to be easier for me to make that decision not to take that opportunity because I have what I need and I'm happy. Okay, so at the top of the list, as far as I'm concerned, on both male and females list, is not getting needs met. Now, whether they're sexual, emotional, mental, visual needs, okay, finding your partner attractive is up for grabs.
Okay, if you want more information on that, you'll just have to get the book when it's
You got
published.
it.
Congratulations. I want to thank all of the guests for being here. Listen, Scott Schumas, you never want to see him hanging outside your door, because if you do, you're in really big trouble. Scott, thanks very much. Deborah, good to have you with us. George, always great to have you back. And Amy, thank you. We don't want to see Amy really either. Love her here, but not in a nice way. We'll see you guys the next time.